So today I'm going to be teaching you about a fun way you can use any fine liner pens that you might own. Today I'm going to be using some of my Arteza fine liner pens, or Arteza, depending who you ask. You can use literally any brand, any colors. Even if you just want to do plain black and do just a black and white piece, you could do that too. Personally, I just thought this would be a fun assortment of colors, but all you need is a flat surface. I have a clipboard here, which is very messy from using oil pastels on top of it, so ignore the mess. This is honestly just printer paper. If you have better paper, you might want to use that, but I'm using printer paper. Obviously, your fine liners. A ruler of any sort. Hopefully this one will go better than my test piece did, because I used a different ruler that didn't exactly stay down the flattest. And then additionally, you might also want just some water-based markers for filling in areas, but you either will want them to color coordinate, or if you want contrast, use any colors you feel like. But I wanted mine to color coordinate for what I show you, so anyways. So, what you're gonna do, pick any one of your colors that you want, but ideally you're going to want 4 colors for this, just so that the math adds up nicely. I'm scooting this closer to me. And then just place your ruler anywhere on the paper and make a straight line in any direction you please. And you're gonna do 4 for each color. Additionally, if you have paper tape to tape down the edges of your paper, that might prove beneficial. I do not have any right now, so I'm doing without. But if you have it, you might want to use some. Just a thought. So, those are 4 just randomly placed angular lines for my first color. Now let's go to the orange, just because I like doing things in order like that. Let's randomly do a straightish line this way. Up and down. Actually, nah. Let's go this way. Whoops, I messed up that line a little. That's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's gonna be one of a kind anyhow. And where should I put my 4th one? Maybe up here? That could be fun. 4. Okay. Take our yellow. But again, use whatever colors you feel like. Let's randomly do a nice angular straight up and down one right here. 1. 2. If you mix and match the angles, it looks a lot cooler, I find, but do what you like. 3. And how about no. I'm so picky with it. Oh, it's ridiculous. 4. And by the time you get to your last one, they're going to be smallish segments, admittedly. But that's okay. That's what you want. So, in my case, my last color is green. So, let's make it line up with the tip of that yellow one. So 1. 2, didn't quite line up with that corner, but it's okay. It'll be fine. 3. I don't want them right next to each other, but where should I do 3? Maybe, yeah, that could be cool. Right here, from the corner, upwards. It won't be perfectly centered, but again, you don't need it to be. 3. And... Screw it. I'm just gonna do it here. 4. Now, for some of you guys, this piece, just as is, might be as abstract as you want to go, and you would call it a day right here. And that's totally cool. If you want to do that, or add more lines to it, you could do that. That's one method. But we're going to count out these segments now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I screwed up. So there's going to be one extra one for one color. But generally, if you angle them right, it doesn't do that, but I messed up. That's okay. It's okay. Whatever color you like best, just give the extra one to. So, go back to your first color and figure out a segment you would like to give to that color. I'm going to go ahead and give it this guy here. And this, your angles will matter. So, but you're going to do the same repeating pattern with these lines in the same direction, fairly close together. I mean, probably better if you get them even closer than this, but since I'm trying to do this on camera for you guys, I have to do them spaced out a little bit just so you can see what I'm even doing. So, and if they're not quite perfectly aligned, it's okay. You still have straight lines, which is the main objective here, and is what creates the really cool effects you're gonna get. And some of you might want to go like tighter together to a little bit looser down the further down the segment you want, and that is okay too. Mine kind of accidentally do that usually, so I mean, it's totally fine. But this is fun for like just filling a random loose empty page in a sketchbook, or like if you're just doodling in class, it's fun to do. You just want to do some cool 80s, early 90s inspired artwork. I mean, to me, I think it's just because of the colors that I tend to use when I do this that it ends up looking very 80s inspired, but it doesn't have to, just it's how it works out the way I do it. So that is to be taken into account. I'm gonna have to stop the video when I finish this segment to go plug in my iPod because I don't think the battery's gonna last long enough to finish it. I should have planned this out better, but we persevere. Okay, so almost there. Whoops, I went over it a little bit tiny bit, that's okay. That's just because I was rushing, but if any of yours go over the edge, don't panic, it'll be fine, just trust me. Okay. So. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna stop the video here. Okay, now we're all plugged back in. Next segment. You don't want to put any two of the same color right next to each other or you won't get the contrast effect. So pick something that is not directly touching the one you just did. I may have shot myself in the foot by using that one right there, but I think I'm gonna do this one over here. And what else you can do that will make this look really awesome is don't do all the directions of all the segments in the same direction. Do all the angles on a different angle. Like up here, I'm gonna do mine at this angle. You can do yours at whatever angle you like, but mine, for this one, I'm gonna go on this diagonal, which kind of aligns with this line at the base, which does work to my advantage. You can even do ones that are straight up and down, or straight side to side. It will also work. It's up to you, whatever you think would look best. Now, I do recommend using a plastic see-through ruler for your straight edges because you can see through and you can align your lines better that way. So if you don't have one, it's not a big deal, but if you do, I would recommend using it since it does make life easier for this. So, just cruise right along. Space out your lines however you see fit. And you just cruise like so. See, unfortunately mine aren't quite perfectly in the same direction, but the idea is there, so yours will most likely look better than mine, so there's that. Okay. Okay, that one's gonna be a very skinny one to fill in. Now we find another one that's not touching, so let's do this guy. Just a little itty bitty one. Trying to align it well. Okay. See, before and how I approached this, I tried to make it be on ones that had at least one of the lines match the color that I'm doing the lines in, but not an absolute hardcore requirement or anything, so do as you please. But I like the look of having at least one line that it's in, matching the color that you're doing. So, there's the clock again. I know a bunch of you guys always comment how much you like the sound of that clock whenever I film down here. So I've stopped rage quitting it and interrupting. Okay, this one, these came out too fat, but it'll be fine. Okay, we need one more segment in this color, I think. How about this guy? Okay. This time we'll do some straight up and down lines. Or at least more or less. I screwed that one up a little. The one downside of when you use the plastic ones is that they don't always lay perfectly flat, so you do have to apply pressure to make sure they're pressed all the way down while you work with them. This one is a teeny bit warped from age, but it does what I need it to do, so it's fine. You just cruise along, do your lines. That didn't sound right. Just like so. Not quite as aligned as I would have liked it to have been, but it'll be okay. Trust me, it'll be fine. So, that is what we've done with the pink. Set it aside. Maybe it'll be the one we give an extra patch to, maybe not. I will see what we're left with when we get there and choose accordingly. So I'm gonna take the orange now. How about we start with this guy over here? Let's do some horizontal lines now. Right on through. And they don't all have to be evenly spaced throughout the piece. You can do some of the portions really, really skinny lines, some of them really fat lines, whatever you feel like. And this is what I meant by sometimes they're skinny at one end and they get fatter at the other when I do these, but again, not a problem. That is just a bad habit of mine and having bad spatial distancing abilities, but you can work with it instead of against it. You can even go tapered at one end, really skinny, to fatter, to skinny again. whatever you like. As long as they're all more or less pointing the same direction per patch. Well, you could probably even mix and match them all the way down, but I personally like a more uniform look than that. Well, that's just some OCD, so. Okay. Hold on just a moment again. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Let's find another portion to add this to. How about we add some orange? But I'm eeny, meeny, miny, moeing between these two here. How about this guy? What angle do we want? Do we want this one again? I've done a few already. Let's do some more verticals. Yeah. And just cruise across. This is the beauty of the smaller patches, is that you can fill them in really quickly. Okay, so got 2 down for orange. Those were kind of fat lines, but it works. How about this guy right here? We could do what angle? Have we done? Yeah, okay, we've done that angle. How about we go this way this time then? Okay. Just like that. And we'll go right to left instead of left to right. If you're a lefty, you might want to go the opposite direction, but this does help keep the ink from spreading from pushing the ruler across it. So, okay. That is a help. Kind of wish I'd thought of it earlier, but since I just thought of it now, I pass it along to you guys. Okay. Ignore the background noise. I'm downstairs. So. Ooh, that one did not come out so good. That is what happens if you don't push the ruler down all the way. It gets very not consistent. As opposed to, you keep the line integrity better if you push it down all the way. So, yeah, I think I lost the angle a little. Oh well. It'll be fine. Okay. They're watching soap operas. Sorry about that. Okay. It's annoying. But it's nowhere near as loud as it usually is, so small mercies. Okay, so now we have 3. Where should we put our last orange patch? This one's not technically touching. It's close. It may be the only one left that's not touching the orange. So, okay, we'll do this one. And this guy, we'll do this angle, but along the parallel of the green. Alright, leave that. Actually, let's add 1 more. And we have our 4? We do. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, let's add in yellow. So for yellow, let's start with, oh my god, I'm so sorry, ignore the background noise. Let's start with this one. That's kind of the same angle. Let's actually, yeah, let's go on this angle now. It's a little different. Oh, he keeps turning it louder, damn it. Okay, so we're gonna go with this. Down, down, down. It's a little close to this guy, but it's not quite the same, so it'll be okay. You don't want them to all face the same direction, or you will lose that abstract 80s aesthetic that we're going for here. Okay. Okay. So. And then we've got that one. Now let's do. If we do this, they'll be. Oh. Okay. See, I boxed myself in again because either of these is going to be touching a yellow. But if we do this over here, then these two greens will be touching unless I make one of these the spare of another color. So I'm like, okay. What should I do? I tacked myself into a corner real good, didn't I? Well, I think we can go with this guy here. And then, let's do more vertical. Down, 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 and down, 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 down. Okay, then we can do another yellow segment over here. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, I see what I'm doing now. Let's go along with this angle. 1 and a 2. We do not need to count these lines. What am I doing? So across here. And this guy. Yes, I am trying to drown out the sound of the commercials a little bit, so maybe this won't get demonetized, hopefully. Because that would defeat the whole purpose of this. But yeah, okay. Don't mind me babbling mindlessly over here while I do this. If they turn it up anymore, I may just silence the video and put music over it or something. I don't know. But 1, 2, 3. We need one more. Let's do this one up here and go along this bias now. Alright. No. Stupid Twizzlers commercial. Get out of here. Oh, lordy. It's gonna pick it up. Okay. So, let's keep cruising. Where is the, I'm trying to find the microphone. Well, I'll just do this. Hopefully I'm not blocking any of the, well, apparently this is just a losing battle. Alright. Okay. So now we have 4 in yellow, and now we're stuck with 5 leftovers. So with our green, we can do 1, 2, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if we do pink here, the only pink it'll touch is just right along here, so kind of barely. So I think we're gonna do 1 extra for pink and just do these 4 in green. Sound good? Yeah? Cool. Because that's what we're doing. Anyways, let's do verticals for this guy, because we have horizontals right next to it, so may as well. Okay. Going right on here. And then for this one we can do this one's tricky because we kind of used all the different biases near it, so unless kind of like that one, but no, it is tipped the same direction. If we go, but then if we go this direction, it's similar to that guy, but it is different, so I say, no wait, no, now it's like that one. It is tricky. If we're more careful about it being straight, the horizontal bias might look better here. Let's try it. Okay, I scribbled. Okay, let's just get in there, add some lines. Okay, just do that. They are not very quiet. Okay. I'm not trying to make the yellow lines off to the side match with this. It's just kind of accidentally working out that way. So, okay, whoops, that one did not really land right. That's okay though. We'll survive. So 1, 2, 3. How about we'll go on this diagonal. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're almost there. Whoops, that one didn't meet. Okay, so alright, that. Then over here, we'll do one more. See, if you're more careful with your lines, this would probably look better even as is, but also I should have picked colors with more contrast than this yellow and this green. They're very similar, but oh well, it'll be fine. You'll see. So for this one, let's do maybe this bias. Sure. Okay, yeah, we're only going to the green line, so my eyes saw it wrong and I was trying to match it up with the pink, but that is not the prerogative here, so gonna keep cruising. Ah, oh no, okay. Oh sheesh. Okay. One more. And then that's good enough, I think. Then we'll take the pink again and go back to that one spare one that we've got. we'll just do vertical here because nothing touching. Actually, yeah, it kind of is. But, we could do, no. Actually, yeah, screw it. I'm gonna go with vertical anyway, just since it's the closest to not having anything touching it going the same direction. So, there's that. Oh, I made that one too fat, didn't I? Let's bring this one back in a little. Okay. Alright, now, some of you guys would be pleased with this to just stay as is, and again, if you're happy with it just like this, by all means, consider it a day. But now you've got options. You can either A, leave it like this, B, you can make a design like this, or C, actually, I guess there's 4 options. You could take that same idea and fill in every other stripe with color and leave the other ones white. Or I suppose you could fill in all with color, but I feel like that'd be a bit much, but maybe not. Or you could do a combo of solid colors and filling in the colors. So with this idea, you can take any easily repetitive pattern, but the catch, for each pattern you do, assign it to one of your colors. Like I did purple for my zigzags, I did little like crescent moons for the green ones, I did wiggly, wobbly, wavy lines for the pink, and I just did like railroad tracks for the blue. But you could do literally any patterns, like you could do as intricate or as loose as you want. You could do little stars. I was considering doing those actually, but then I didn't at the last minute because my hand was starting to cramp. You could do like anything at all that you can pattern in there. Just the key is to doing it in every other stripe, because otherwise it's too much. But when you have the spaces in between, it looks intentional and it kind of looks like fabric patches sewn together, and I think that looks really cool. Now, what I'm doing with this one, I'm just gonna color in color stripes for every other one. Now, if you want to, you could use your fine liners for this, but frankly, I'd rather not use up all my ink doing that, so what I did, I went through and I found 4 Crayola markers that pretty close to exactly match these colors, so I'm going to use these instead to fill it in. It's up to you. Use whatever you wish. I would stick with, if you're using water-based fine liners, use water-based markers. If you're using alcohol-based ones, use alcohol-based markers. Only rule of thumb here. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my pink. I think that's the only one that's not like an exact match, but I'm going to show you what it looks like when you go ahead and color in every other stripe. So this may be a bit more time consuming, but I find it rather therapeutic, honestly, so I don't even mind. This is good for de-stressing, it's good for just mindless meditation, just clearing your head. It's good creative release. There's a lot of benefits to doing this, even though it's time consuming. So just enjoy yourself is the only rule. To eliminate streakiness, you probably want to go over in as few passes as possible, but honestly, that is not a real huge concern of mine with this, so I'm kind of just trying to stay inside the lines for you guys so you have a good tutorial example piece to look at. But you can see the streakiness of going over certain spots more than others, so just keep that in mind as you're doing it. Yeah, I went through too many. It's alright. Oh, shoot. Well, again, we'll live. I went outside the line. I was trying so hard not to do that too. I don't have the best hand-eye coordination, you guys know that. But try and salvage it. Haha, there, it looks a little straighter now. Get that cap out of my way. Okay. So these have sort of tapered tips on them, so that does lend itself towards getting flat edges. Oh, dang it, I did it again. Jinxed myself. That's what I get for talking and coloring at the same time. So, anyways, you get the idea though. But I would like to go ahead and complete this for you guys on camera so you can see how it looks when you go ahead and do this method all the way through. So what I'm gonna do, now I completed just this little portion of it, I'm gonna hit stop, splice this together, speed it up, and add some music to it. So ready, set, go. like if you fill it all in with water-based markers that match the colors of your fine liners. Obviously, if you were to sit there and fill in with the fine liners, you would get much skinnier, scratchier looking lines and things. But now, if you were to mix and if you were to mix and match this with this, you could either go in the white spaces and do designs like you did here, or would do here, or you could take something like a metallic gel pen or a black pen and go over the colored stripes with these sort of designs. There's all sorts of possibilities you could do with the general idea, but even something just like this, it's very summery inspired. Something like this, it's much more 80s inspired. If you put them together, God only knows what you could get. And if you end up doing that, I would be really interested to see what you guys create with it. So if you do, link me down below, because I would love to see what you guys create with this idea. So anyways, that is it this time. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you can use this technique. I hope so anyway, because I've been enjoying playing around with different variations of this ever since I started playing with it about a month ago. But yeah, there's all sorts of things you can do, and there's obviously many other ways of utilizing fine liners, but this is one fun way that I've been really enjoying using them. That's kind of off the beaten path a little bit from how most people like to use them, but I think you guys will get some use out of it. So anyways, like I said, if you end up doing it, link me down below to your creations.